Hello, everybody. Randy Elton with Keller Williams Legacy, continuing our conversation with Dennis Grizzard of Credit Royalty. Today, we're talking a little bit about pulling credit. Is it a hard pull? Is it a soft pull? What does that really mean? Let's get into it. So we're talking about credit, and within the real estate world and mortgages, a lot of consumers are concerned about a hard pull on their credit. So when you get a new client, are you doing a hard pull? Are you doing a soft
No.
pull? What's the different? How are you supporting your potential new client and
Mhm.
not negatively impacting their credit at the same time?
Okay, so when you are trying to check your own credit report or
Mhm.
have a credit repair company check your credit report, you're not applying for a loan. So if you're applying to get credit, that is the only time you should be getting a hard inquiry on your credit report.
Okay.
If there's no financial benefit coming in from that transaction, then it's not going to be a hard inquiry. So I use like things like Identity IQ. I can look at Credit Karma. But one major thing that I tell realtors that I work with, like realtors and loan mortgage officers, I tell them that you can go on Experian.com. They
Hmm.
can sign up for an account with Experian. They can either get the free version or they can get the paid version where you can see all three of the credit reports. And if you
Okay.
go on there and you click on credit and you click on a section that says credit overview, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it shows you the three different types of FICO scores. So you're going to see your auto FICO, you're going to see your mortgage FICO, and you're going to see your credit card FICO. And they'll show you different variations of them within the system. And these are actual FICO scores that the bank can use. So if you want to get a mid score without doing a hard inquiry to see if you could even remotely qualify for something, you
Okay.
can look at all three of the credit bureaus on Experian.com and then take the average of the three mortgage scores that's under credit overview. And that'll give you a great idea, maybe even an exact number of where you stand.
Okay. So Experian is one of the credit companies. The other
Yep.
one's TransUnion.
TransUnion, and then you have Equifax. Those are the three major bureaus.
Okay, so if I signed up for Experian, and
Mhm.
I see these three different FICO scores, um, you've got a mortgage, you've got a credit card, and what was the third one?
And then you have your auto.
Auto. Okay,
Yep.
so now whenever a lender said, "Well, we've looked at our three credit scores, and the middle credit score is 780," um,
Mhm.
are they talking about the three credit bureaus, or are they talking
Yeah.
about okay, so they're looking at the mortgage FICO score for each one of those credit
And
companies?
then they take an average of the three, and that's your middle score.
Ah, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that was
And you
one
can
of
do that. That math is easy. That math is easy once you have all three numbers. You can look at that yourself and know if it's the time for you to purchase or
okay. So a lot of times I'm asking my potential clients, it's like, and they'll tell me, I have a 580 credit score. I'm like, great. Where did you get that number? Did you get that from your bank app? Did you get that from Credit Karma? And they're going, yeah, I
not.
got it from Credit Karma. And sometimes I say, yeah, I got it from my bank app as well, like a Capital One card.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, well, okay, so you need to understand that sometimes that score is a bit higher than what you would be looking at if you were actually getting a mortgage.
Yep. And the
So,
difference is they don't use FICO. So Credit Karma does not use a FICO score. They use something called Vantage. And Vantage is, you can say, like an educational credit score. It's to let you know a range of where you stand, but it usually skews about 30 points, 30 to 50 points off in either direction. So it gives you an idea, but that's not an exact number.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My analogy to Credit Karma and these other bank apps when it comes to the score is weight, right?
Yeah.
You work on your weight, getting the weight down. You've got your scale at home, and it says that you get to, and use stupid numbers here, you get to 160 pounds. And you're like, awesome. Last year, I went to my doctor, and that scale said I was 180 pounds. It's like, this is awesome. And then I go to the doctor, and I'm wearing the same thing that I stepped on the scale at home with, and it says that I weigh 170 pounds. And I'm like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. The problem is that the bank apps, in my opinion, the bank apps are like your home scale. It gives you an indication whether it's going up or down, and you feel good or bad about that. But when you go to the doctor, that's the mortgage pulling the hard credit going, no, you said that you had a 700 credit score, but no, you really have, a 650. We can still get you a loan, but you're not going to get as best an interest rate.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. What I usually tell people, I tell them to look at it like you're in school. Credit Karma is like your progress report, and then your FICO score is the report card. That's the analogy that I'll throw at people, and it's similar, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else I've got here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the interview with Dennis Grizzard of Credit Royalty. Today, we talked about pulling credit. Was it a hard pull or was it a soft pull? Join us for further interviews.